Okay. So yesterday, the last thing we discussed was the concept of tuples and sets. So if you let's say if you want to use a set again and again, then you will be creating a named set as we showed, as we had created once in our solution. We had created one named set. So if you want to use that again and again set, you need to create it as a named set. Okay, and it's like if you go to calculations, so we had created one named set. So if you create it here in the cube, you can reuse this set again and again in different reports. But if it's just a one time that you want to create the set, you can do it using with set. And then this set will only work, it is a query scope, so it will only work till the scope of the query, till the query is executed. Okay, so here I have created a set which will give me the top 100 customers based on internet sales amount. So the top count is the customer members 100 based on internet sales amount. And I've selected a blank set on columns, top 100 customers on rows, where date calendar month is February 2007. So I'm looking for the top 100 customers in February 2007. So you can see here that I've got the top 100 customers of February 2007. 100 rows and 1 columns. But I've taken a blank set on columns, so nothing is showing here. Okay. Now the next thing that I would like to show you is how SSAS behaves in case of unrelated dimensions and measure groups. Okay. Now, if you look at our solution, you can see here in dimension usage, this fact reseller sales measure group that you have and dim customer that you have. The fact reseller sales is the fact table where all the records which are sold through resellers, this table holds all that data. So obviously the sale is happening through a reseller. So there is no direct customer involved. That is why in fact reseller sales there is no direct customer. There is reseller, but there is no direct customer. So in that case, so that is why when you take fact reseller sales and dim customer, there is no relationship. Okay, there is no relationship, and There is no customer key in the fact reseller sales table. But in case, let's say I am querying the fact reseller sales against dim customer, I don't know that there is no relationship between these two. So let's say I am taking a measure from reseller sales measure group, which is reseller sales amount, and I am viewing it across the customer occupation. So what will it show me? Because these two are not related. So what will it show me? If I run this, you will see that it is not giving me any error, but what it is doing is it is not slicing the data. It is giving me the data at the all level. Why it is not slicing the data based on occupation? That is because these two do not have any relationship. But if there would have been a relationship, then you would have get separate data for each occupation. So if I take internet sales amount with fact internet sales, there is a relationship with BIM customer based on customer key. Because in internet sales, the sale is happening through an internet, and every for each sale, a customer is involved. So there, for fact internet sales, there is a customer key which relates to dim customer. Now, if I change this to internet sales, you will see the difference. You can see here now it is slicing the data based on the customer occupation. Why? Because there is a relationship between internet sales amount and customer occupation. Previously, it was not slicing the data because there was no relationship. Okay. Now we will discuss another function in MDX. It is a little bit confusing and it is a little bit complex, but we have to discuss it because it is very useful. No, no, that was not the wrong amount. That amount was for all at the all level, the total reseller sales amount. So it was not slicing the reseller sales amount based on each occupation, but it was showing the data for all for the total reseller sales amount, not for each occupation. Why? Because did not have the relationship. How did it pull the data without join? Yes, there is no join, but yes, that is the default behavior, how SSAS behaves. That if there is no relationship, even then it pulls the total amount without slicing the data. Yeah, all the rows are same. Yeah, that is what was coming earlier. Now, same value for all occupation. If I write reseller sales amount, it was giving me the same value for all occupation. because there was no relationship. See, for all customers also this is the value, for management also this is the value, for manual also this is the value. There is no change. Okay. So the next topic, the next function that we will discuss, it's a very important and useful function, but it is a little bit complex to understand as well how it works. Descendants, what descendants do is, descendants allow you to extract a part of the hierarchy. Let's say when you're building the cube, you're building a hierarchy. Okay, but sometimes when you're creating reports or when you're working on the report, instead of the entire hierarchy, you might want to work with only a part of that hierarchy, not the entire hierarchy. For example, let's say here in customer dimension, I have the customer geography hierarchy. I have the country, which gives me each country, the state province, the city, and then the customers. Okay. Now, here in this hierarchy, I have the different countries, and let's say I have under United States, I have the state province, the cities, and then postal code, and then customer. Now, I might have a requirement which is which we sometimes have, where we don't need the entire hierarchy. We only need a part of the hierarchy. For example, let's say from this hierarchy, I only want to extract United States, the state provinces of United States, cities, postal codes, and customers of United States. I don't want the other countries. So I want to extract a part of the entire hierarchy. So that I can do with descendants. I can extract a part of the hierarchy. Now, how the descendants work is, there are three parameters which we pass to the descendants function. Based on the combination of all these three parameters, it fetches which part of the hierarchy it will fetch. It decides, based on the different combinations of the three parameters, it fetches the part of the hierarchy. So, the example that I gave you, that I want to only extract United States and the children of United States, everything that is there on the United States. Nothing else I want to extract. So, here in descendants, the first thing that you have to mention is a member. Okay, the member is United States. You can see here the member is United States. Okay, this member that you are specifying, this is your starting point. This is your starting point of navigation. Okay, then you put a comma and then you put a level. Okay, in this hierarchy, how many levels are there? Country, state, province, city, postal code, customer. So these are the levels. So then you put your level. So what I have put is, I put the level as city, and then you put a flag. Flag, there are many flags: self, self and before, self and after, after, there are different types of flags. So when I say United States as the member, city as the level, and self as the flag, it means that under United States, it will start from United States, and under United States, it will go to the city level. It will go to the city level. From starting from United States, it will go to the city level and return me all the members. So it will return me United States, the state provinces of United States, and the cities of United States. It won't return me postal code or customers of United States. So if I run this query, you can see here it is returning me the cities of United States, the state provinces of United States, and United States itself. Okay, and their internet sales amount. Now, let's say I want, instead of the city, I also want the postal codes of United States. I also want the customers of United States. So what I will do now here is, instead of city, I will put the level as customer. So I told you, based on the different combinations of all three parameters, it fetches the part of the hierarchy. So now it will also return me the postal codes of United States and the customers of United States. So you can see here, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. So here, when I'm saying self, it will only return me the data for that particular level. So this will return me only the customers of United States. It won't return me state, province, city, or postal code of United States. Self means only that particular level. So under that member, for that particular level, whatever members are there, it will display that. So it is now displaying only the customers of United States. If I would have selected city here, it would have displayed me only the cities of United States. This was displaying only the cities of United States. Okay, these are only the cities of United States. Now, let's say I want the entire list under United States, starting from United States, the state, provinces, city, postal code, customer, everything. So what I will do is I will put here customer. So this will return me the customers of United States. But I also want United States, the state, province, city, postal code, everything under United States. So for that, what I can do is I will just change the flag here to self and before. So if I change it to self and before, it will return me everything under United States, all the children of United States. So you can see United States, Alabama, state, provinces, cities, postal codes and customers. Everything under United States is coming. And I just change one flag. So based on the combination of all these three, the combination of all these three, it will fetch a part of that hierarchy. So that is how the descendants work. It is a little bit complex. It is not that simple. Like initially, when you are working with descendants, it is a little bit difficult to understand because all the three factors you have to consider, and based on that, your hierarchy will be extracted. So based on different combinations, how it works, you need to understand it. So let's say I only want United States. Let's say I only want United States and only the only the cities, postal codes and customers of United States. I don't want the state, provinces. Okay, I only want, let's say I don't want the state, provinces and the cities. I only want the postal code and customer of United States. Okay. Um, So let's say I will take another example. Let's say I only want the city, postal code and customer of United States. I don't want the United States itself and the state, provinces. So that how I can do that. For that what I'll do is I will change the level to city, and then I will put this as self and after. So this will return me the cities of United States, because it is starting from city. Okay, so, cities of United States, state, provinces of United States, and sorry, cities of United States, postal codes of United States, and the customers of United States. It won't return me country and state, province, because starting from this level, it will go self and after. So if I run this, okay, so it is returning me cities, postal codes, and customers of United States. Now, let's say I don't want the city. I only want the postal code and customer. When you write self, Self means the level that you have specified, it will include that level. If you just write after, then it will only return me postal codes and customers without the city. Self means the level that you have specified, it will include that level. If you do not specify self, it will exclude that level. So if I run this, so it will return me only the postal codes and the customers of United States. City is excluded. Why? Because I removed self from here. Okay, so this is how you can play with descendants and you can extract a part of the hierarchy based on your requirement. Now, a good thing about MDX is that because when you're writing complex functions in MDX, the syntax becomes a little bit difficult. So, in MDX, you have the intelligence to help you. So that is why that is a good thing that let's say because initially you need that help while you're writing the MDX expression. Let's say you are writing the descendants function, and you can see here first it says member. So you will have to enter a member, like let's say for customer geography, I enter Australia. Okay, and then I put a comma and it says level. Okay, so you have that intelligence to help you. So the level that you are specifying, let's say you specify uh, city. So after you specify the level, then it says the flags. So based on the flag, you can enter the flag like self or whatever. So this is how, so you have the intelligence to help you while you're writing these functions. So the next thing that I would discuss is sometime is except function. So except function is used to exclude members from a set. Sometimes you will have requirements where from your set you might want to exclude some members from your calculation, or from your set you might want to exclude any member or a few members. So if you want to exclude some members, then you can do it using except in MDX. So for example, if I run this query, measure the reseller sales amount and reseller on rows, so this will return me the reseller sales amount for all resellers. Okay, this will return me, this is returning me the reseller sales amount for all resellers. Okay, now I have how many resellers here? I have 701 resellers. Okay, because one row I'm excluding. So I have 701 resellers. So out of this reseller, let's say you have a requirement where you want to exclude a great bicycle company. You don't want to display a great bicycle company in this from this list of resellers. So how you can do that is you can do that using except. So here you can see in except, first you write the sales the measure on columns, and then in except uh, you start with a bracket, and then first you write your main set which contains all the members. So this set will return, this is the main set which has all the resellers, and then you put a comma, and then you put the set which you want to exclude from your main set. So here ampersand 238 is a great bicycle company. I think that I'm not sure about it. Let me check. So I go to reseller type. So great bicycle company. Yeah. So what this will do is from my entire list, a set of resellers, it will exclude this particular reseller, which is a great bicycle company. So if I run this query now, you can see here that a great bicycle company is not here anymore. I go to messages, it shows one record less. Okay, so that is how you can um, you can exclude members from any set using except. Now you can also exclude some members from a set. You can exclude some members from a set using except and descendants. So let's say I have a requirement here where I have this, you know, I have this geography hierarchy here. Okay, in the geography hierarchy, I have this country, state, province, city, postal code. Okay, now from here, let's say I want to, and I'm displaying this geography hierarchy in my filter on a report. Let's say you have a requirement where your customers are saying that okay, display me the geography hierarchy but exclude United Kingdom and its children from there. I don't, from that hierarchy, I don't want to see United Kingdom and its children. So just exclude it from there. The rest of the countries and their children I want to see in the filter. So how you can exclude, because your entire hierarchy contains United Kingdom and its children. So how you can exclude it is using except. And what are the members which you will exclude? That will you will define using descendants. So here you see that when I write except, first I write my main set which contains the all the members of the hierarchy. So this set geography.all members pulls all the members of the geography hierarchy. Now out of this set, I want to exclude United Kingdom and its children. Everything that is there under United Kingdom and its children. So for that, in order to extract that part of the hierarchy, I have used descendants. So I have taken the geography. So I have taken geography United Kingdom as the member. Okay. And then I've the level I've taken as country because United Kingdom is at the country level, and then I've the flag I've taken as self and after. So everything under United Kingdom, all the member United Kingdom and its children, everything will be excluded from the main set. Why? Because in this set I have used it with except as the excluding set. So when I run this query, it will show me the reseller sales amount for all countries and its children, excluding United States. Sorry, United Kingdom. So you can see here that the state, provinces, and the cities of United Kingdom are not there. Okay, so this is how you know it becomes this is how you can exclude members. You can exclude members from a set using except. In ad hoc report, yes, in ad hoc report you cannot use it. Otherwise, either that customer in ad hoc report you won't be able to, because descendants is it is used by the report developers. So while developing the report, they will use this. Or otherwise, if in ad hoc report, because in ad hoc report you're not writing MDX queries. You are just dragging and dropping whatever is there in the queue. So ideally, you won't be using it for ad hoc reporting. And also ad hoc, then the job of the user will be very difficult, because if the user will have to learn MDX to do ad hoc reporting, it will be very tough for the user, because this is I'm explaining for the developers. MDX, learning MDX and how to use it, it is for the developers. If the end users, who are doing ad hoc reporting and all, they will only drag and drop. They won't write MDX. If they write MDX, I mean they are very technically very knowledgeable people. And that is, that kind of knowledge you don't expect from an end user, that they will be writing MDX queries. You don't expect that from the end user. These MDX queries, this will be used by the developers only. Whether you are developing reports from the cube, or whether you're doing your development in the cube, so you will be using MDX. So this is for developers, not for the end users. I mean, end users can use it. If an end user connects to a cube and he writes MDX queries to fetch the data he wants, he can. We can of course do it, but how many users do you think will have no, that technical expertise to write MDX queries? Why values are hard coded? Which values are hard coded? These values, yes, I mean,
Like
these,
if you look at that reseller ampersand, so
which one?
what kind of report is kind of hardware MDX query is used?
What
Ad
kind
hoc
of?
report, schedule reports.
No, not ad hoc report. This will be used in canned reports. Because when you're writing when you're developing a report from a cube, you have to write queries, right? You have to write data sets, you have to create data sets, you have to write MDX queries against the cube. Only then that report, because that report will fetch the data from the cube. So for that you have to write MDX queries if you are creating reports using SSRS. For Power View and those kind of Excel, you don't need to write the MDX queries. They are just drag and drop tools. But they run MDX queries in the background. It is not that they do not run, but it is drag and drop. But in case of SSRS, let's say you are creating an SSRS report from a cube. So you have to write the MDX queries. Let's say you're creating some parameter for your SSRS report. For that parameter, you will create a data set. So for that data set, you have to write an MDX query. For your main query in the report, which will fetch the data, for that query, you have to write an MDX query.
Okay, my question here is that reseller MDX query, where we have selected the reseller, where will it be used like that? Where the value is defined?
Value is defined means
Like that reseller.
I'm assuming that you have a requirement where the customers won't say that I want this value to be excluded. Let's say you have a requirement where the customer wants to filter out a particular reseller from their report. They want to store, they don't want to see that reseller on their report. Let's say
So
a
that
great,
one report, okay.
yes.
Oh,
Let's say,
okay.
for example, you are displaying the reseller sales amount for 100 resellers. Okay, out of those 100 resellers, your customer tells that I don't want this reseller to be visible on my report. Just exclude that. Just
Okay.
exclude that reseller from my report. So in that case, you can just write an except and exclude that reseller from it. Though that reseller is in your cube data, that reseller is there. In your data warehouse tables also that reseller is there. But let's say on your report, your customer says, I don't want to see the data for this reseller, just remove it from the report.
Okay. Is there any way one can parameterize these values? Going for
Um,
SSRS, it is possible to do that?
No, parameterize here you cannot do, but on your MDX SSRS report you can pass parameters to your MDX query.
Okay, okay. That's what I wanted to ask. Okay,
Okay,
get
so
it.
there I will show you when I create SSRS reports. Let's say you have different filters, a date filter, a geography filter, and all that. Then based on, let's say in the geography filter, someone selects United States. So in your main query, it will only show you the data for United States. So the United States, that member, you can pass through a parameter to your main query. That you
Okay.
can do.
Oh, get it.
Okay. So now the next thing that is that I have excluded, um, let's say, similar to United Kingdom. Let's say I am excluding here in this query, I am excluding Germany and everything under Germany from my main set. Okay, I'm excluding Germany and everything under Germany. Okay, one thing let me show you is that ordering. Okay, the set that we are working, we need to, let's say here when I run this query, it is giving me the reseller sales amount of all the resellers. Okay, now I want to order this set based on the reseller sales amount, so that they will be ordered in ascending order based on reseller sales amount, or descending order based on reseller sales amount. So I can do that using the order function. So I will write order here, and first I need to enter the set which I want to order. So this is my set which I want to order. Then I'll put a comma. Then I'll put based on which value it will do the ordering. So it will do the ordering based on reseller sales amount. So it will order these members of the set based on reseller sales amount. Okay. And how it will do the ordering, whether it will do the ordering in ascending order or in descending order. So let's go by ascending first. So for ascending, you will write ASC. Okay, so now these resellers, they will be ordered based on reseller sales amount in ascending order. So you can see here it is doing, or it has ordered in ascending order. It is ordered in ascending order, but there are some null values. That is why they are coming at the top. If you want to exclude these null values, you can write non-empty here. Okay, so now you can see here that these resellers, they are getting ordered in ascending order. Okay, if you want to make it as descending, you just have to change this to DESC. So you can see here, now it is in descending order. Okay, now this is for a simple attribute. But let's say you have a hierarchy and you want to order the members of that hierarchy. Then what will you do? For example, let's say here I excluded, okay, I excluded United Kingdom and its children from my main set. Okay, now I want to order this set based on my reseller sales amount. I want to order this set based on my reseller sales amount. So what I will do is I will write order, and I will take this entire set using the entire thing uh, starting from except till the end. So I will take the entire set which is ending here. Okay, I will take this entire set and I will order it. I will order it based on which value, reseller sales amount. And then I will put it in, let's say, ascending order. Okay, now will this work? Let us see if this will work. This is not working. You can see here that you can see here that um, you know, this value 88, this is more than this, so it is not ordering it correctly. Why it is not ordering it correctly? Because these are the members of a hierarchy. The set that I'm trying to order, they are members of a hierarchy. They belong to different levels in a hierarchy. So that is why it is not being able to order it. So in order to order it, it will have to break the hierarchy. You will have to break the hierarchy and then order it. So for that, what you will have to do is, you will have to put here, when you are ordering the members of a hierarchy, you have to use BASC. B is for breaking. So it will break the hierarchy and then order. So now you can see that it is ordering properly after breaking the hierarchy. And if you want to exclude null, you can write non-empty here. Okay, you can write non-empty here. Exclude a null. If you want to do it in descending order, just write BSC. So then it will order in descending order. Okay. So this was about ordering. So the next function that we will be discussing is filter. So let's take a 5 minutes break and then I will discuss filter.
Jo Achyutananda Jo Jo Mukunda. I don't want to Govinda. To God. Okay. Lali Jo, Lali Jo. To God. Lali Jo, Lali Jo. It will go away, ma.
All right. So let's continue with the session. So the next thing that we would be discussing is the filter function. Filter function also does the same thing as accept. It also filters out members from a main set. But the difference is that accept filters out members unconditionally. Filter filters out members uh, who do not satisfy a particular condition. So when you in a filter, you have a set and you put a condition. If it will only return those members who will satisfy that condition. If they satisfy that condition, then those members will be returned. Members who do not satisfy that condition will be filtered out. So, in accept, you are filtering out members unconditionally, that I want these members to be filtered. In filter, you are filtering out members based on a condition. You are filtering out those members who who are not meeting a particular who are not satisfying a particular condition. Okay, so that is the difference between accept and filter. In accept, you don't put any condition. You are just filtering out this member or these members from the main set without any condition. In filter, you are putting a condition and you are filtering out those members who are not satisfying that condition. Now here, for example, I have a reseller sales amount on columns, and in filter, this is my main set which gives me all resellers. And then I put a condition reseller sales amount greater equal to 30,000. So the resellers who do not satisfy this particular condition, sales amount greater equal to 30,000, they will be filtered out. Only those resellers who satisfy that condition will be displayed on rows from Adventure Works. So I'm filtering out those resellers who are not satisfying the condition reseller sales amount greater equal to 30,000. So I run this query. So you can see here now it is displaying only those resellers whose sales amount is greater equal to 30,000. Okay. Now let's say I want to order this set. So what I've done is I've ordered I want to order this set based on reseller sales amount. So I've ordered the entire set I've taken here, and I've ordered it based on reseller sales amount and in ascending order. So this is returning me all the resellers who have a sales amount greater or equal to 30,000, and also I've ordered it in ascending order based on reseller sales amount. Okay, so this was the filter function. Okay, now the next thing that we would be discussing is the cross join function. So till now, whatever MDX queries we have run, we have put only one dimension on rows. But when you're working on reports, usually probably you will be using multiple dimension attributes on your rows, multiple dimension attributes. So how you can put multiple dimension attributes is through in MDX what we call as cross join. So you can either type in cross join and then put the dimensions which you want to cross join, or you can put an asterisk between them. So this is the symbol for cross join. It's a asterisk. Okay. So here what I'm doing is I'm putting reseller sales amount on columns, and on rows I've put all the resellers, and then I using cross join I put fiscal year, and then using cross join I've used geography country. I've used geography country. So three dimensions I am displaying at the same time for reseller sales amount. So when I run this query, you can see here that Great Bicycle Company FY 2006 and United States. The reseller sales amount is this much. Great Bicycle Company 2007 United States, this is this much. So for this, so I'm displaying three dimensions and one measure. So these three dimension attributes, how I can, use them is through cross join. The cross join is an asterisk. Okay. So now the next thing that we will be discuss now, we are going to discuss some more functions which are related to your time intelligence and your how you navigate hierarchies using MDX. Okay. So in MDX, you have something called next member and prev member. Okay, next member is nothing but the member after that particular member. So, for example, here here you can see when I run this query, calendar year 2007. So here I am writing calendar year 2007 dot next member. So let us see who will be the next member for calendar year 2007. So this is my calendar year, hierarchy. This is my calendar year level, and here I have 2007. When I say 2007 dot next member, I'm referring to this particular member, 2008. When I say there is another function called prev member, so when I say 2007 dot prev member, I'm referring to this one, 2006. Okay, so let me run this query. Okay, you can see here 2007, next member is 2008, and prev member is 2006. And I haven't specified any measure here. So it is returning me the default measure, which is reseller sales amount. Okay. Now, there is something which we call as the range operator. Okay. So, in sometimes we need to display multiple months, or in a range starting from 1 month till ending 1 month. Say for example, um, so let's say I want to see the reseller sales amount starting from um January, starting from April 2000, starting from April 2006 to September 2006. So will I have to write each month, April, May, June, July, August, September, like that? No, I can write it using the range operator. So here I can write, so I can go to calendar and go to, let's say, calendar month, and let's say I select, let's say I wanted between uh, April 2006 to, and I will put a range operator, that is a colon, to November 2006. Okay, so starting month, colon, and then ending month. And this is a set, so I'll put it in curly braces on rows from Adventure Works. Sorry. Okay. So this will return me the reseller sales amount for all the months starting from April 2006 to November 2006. So I could have written each of these months in the set, but that is not efficient coding, right? So for efficient coding is you have the starting month, you have the ending month, put a range operator, so you will get all the months. Okay, so that is the use of range operator. If you have a starting member and an ending member, you put a range operator in between, it will return you all the members from the starting member to the ending member. In that level, of course. Okay. Now, along with the range operator, we often use two functions. One is lag and one is lead. Now, what lag does is, from a particular member, it goes back. So let's say I'm in April 2006. So I want to go to February 2006, from April 2006. So previous one is March 2006, then February. So I have to go back two positions. So here I can put dot lag, and then how many positions I want to go back. So I can put 2. I can put any number. I can even go back 11 positions. So from 1 month I can calculate the last 11 months starting from that month. So last 12 months. So I can put any number there. So here I'm just going back 2 positions. I'm going to, from April 2006, I'm going back 2 positions to February 2006. And there is something called lead function. What lead function does is, from 1 month it will go forward. So here I have November 2006. Let's say I want to go to December 2006. So I can write dot lead, and I can give how many number of positions I want to go. So I've just done 1, so it will go by 1 position. So now it will return me all the months from February 2006 to December 2006. Okay, starting from February 2006 to December 2006. So that is how we can use lag, lead, and the range operator and navigate, different members like that. Now this is particularly useful from when you're, calculating some average or something from one member. You're going back to last 11 months. From 1 month, you're going back to last 11 months, and then you're calculating the average of the last 12 months. Like that. Those are called moving averages. So those kind of calculations, you can do it with the help of these functions. So for example, I will give you an example. Let's say you want to calculate the average of internet sales amount from from a particular month for the last 12 months. From that month, for the last 12 months, what was the average internet sales amount? Not only for that month, from whichever month you are displaying, from that particular month till the last 12 months, what was the average internet sales amount. So that those kind of calculations, those are called as moving averages. Those kind of calculations you can do using that. So here you can see, here I have created that kind of a calculation. So I've created with member A, and I've used the average function. So here I have AVG function, which is the average function. So here what I've done is I've taken a set where I'm using current member. Current member is something, a dynamic thing which you want to do in MDX. Let's say you want to pass any month dynamically. You want to pass any month dynamically to a query, then you use current member. And that current member, you can pass any month or any week or whatever. You can pass it and then it will calculate it. But it is like kind of a dynamic thing. So any month you pass, based on that, whatever month you pass in the query, it will calculate that. So that you can do using current member. So in current member, I've used this as the date.calendar.current member. And from that in that current member, I will pass a month. I can pass any month to that current member. So I take that current member, and from that current member, I'm using dot lag 11. So I'm going back 11 months. So from that month, I'm going back 11 months. So starting from that month, going back 11 months, and then I'm using the range operator, and then I'm going till I'm coming till that month. So this set will return me the last 12 months from that month, whichever month I pass as the current member. So whichever month I pass as the current member, it will, that set will give me the last 12 months from that month. Okay, and then I'm calculating the average internet sales amount for those 12 months. I'm displaying it on columns, and here I'm passing the calendar month as July 2007. So this July 2007, this will be passed as the current member in the calculation. If I want, I can pass something else also here. In my query, I can pass any month, and that month will be taken as current member. Okay, and then I run this query. So you can see here for July 2007, it is calculating from July 2007, it is going back 11 months. So it is calculating the average internet sales amount for the last 12 months from July 2007. This is called a moving average. Okay. Also, you can achieve the same thing, which I achieved using lag and the range operator. The same thing you can also achieve using last periods. Last periods is also another function in MDX. The same thing you can achieve using last period. So here also I am doing average, and what I've done is I've taken date.calendar.current member. So in current member I will pass any month, and from that month I can use the last period function, and I'm going back 11 positions from that month. So last periods returns all the months from that current member to the number of positions that you have specified. If I would have specified 5 here instead of 11, it would return me the last 6 months. I mean last 5 months, including the current month, it will be 6 months. Okay. So last periods function does that thing. The whatever I achieved using lag and range, I can do it using last periods also. And for that entire set, I'm calculating the average of internet sales amount. So you can see here, it's doing the same thing. Okay. Now we will discuss cousin and parallel period. So before discussing parallel period, we need to discuss the concept of cousin, because parallel period is very similar to cousin. So you need to understand how the cousin works. Actually, cousin and parallel period, they are also a little bit complex to understand. They work on the position of the member of the hierarchy. They work completely based on the position. Okay. So here when I'm saying select cousin, cousin is a function in MDX, and I'm passing this month, calendar month, 2001 is, let's say I pass 2006, okay, and here I pass 2005. So let's say here in cousin I'm passing July 2006 as the month, and I'm telling SSAS to return me the cousin of July 2006 in the calendar year 2005. So whoever is the cousin of July 2006 in the calendar year 2005. So this is nothing but simply based on position. It is based on position of that member in the hierarchy. Okay. So this will return me, let me run this query and see. So this will return me July 2005, because here I have July 2006 and the member who is at the same position in 2005 is July 2005. So it is returning me July 2005. So how it works actually is, let me explain it here. Now let's say you have these two branches of your hierarchy. Okay. Now let's say this is January, February, March, April 2007. Okay. Now you are saying that who is the cousin of April 2007 in the year 2006? So you have to go to this branch and you have to see which member is at the same position in this branch as April 2007 is in that branch. So here April 2007 is the first member of quarter 2 and the fourth member from here in that the month level. So in 2006, the first member of quarter 2 and the fourth member at the month level. Okay, so here in so the first member of quarter 2 is who? April 2006 only. So April 2007's cousin in the year 2006 is April 2006. It is completely based on position. Cousin parallel period, they work completely based on position. Okay. So that was cousin. Now you can develop the concept of cousin in parallel period, because in parallel period is very similar to cousin. A little bit more powerful. Parallel period is a little bit more powerful than cousin. In cousin, you only specify a member and then you specify in which part of the hierarchy. Return me that same member who is at the same position. Okay, in another part of the hierarchy, return me the member who is at the same position. But parallel period is a little bit more powerful. That is why you will see people use parallel period more than cousin. Cousin is not that much used, but parallel period is used a lot. Why? So in parallel period, what you can do is you can specify the in cousin you do not have that option. In parallel period, you can specify the level where you want to navigate, whether you want to navigate at the year level or at the quarter level or whichever level, and then it will also give you the option to specify the number, that how many positions you want to go back, whether you want to go back one position, two position, three position, whatever. So in that level, how many positions you want to go back. Let's say you have to you specify the level as calendar year. So April 2007 calendar year. So you specify the level as calendar year. Then you specify the number 1, 2, 3. If you specify 1, so at the year level, it will go back one position. So it will go to 2006. If you specify 2, it will go to 2005. So you can specify the number, how many, at which level it will navigate, at which, how many number of positions it will go back. And then you go that much number of positions in that level and then return that member in that part of the hierarchy who is at the same position. I know it's a little bit complex, and it's a little bit complex for me also to explain it, because see here I have April 2007. In parallel period, I specify the level. So for April 2007, let's say I specify the level as year. So for April 2007, who is the parent at the year level? It is 2007. So at the year level, I will navigate. So 2007 is the parent of April 2007. So from 2007, I will navigate at the year level. How many? Then I will specify how many positions I will go back. So let's say I'll specify 1. So I'll go back to 2006 at the year level. Now 2006. Now in 2006 I will return that member who is at the same position as April 2007 was in 2007. So who is at the same position in 2006? It is April 2006 only. So this will also return me April 2006. But yes, of course, you have a lot of flexibility here, because you can specify the level. So you can see this is the level which you specify. You can specify how many number of positions you want to go back. You can go back one position or two positions or three positions, whatever. And you can now here you specify the member. So let's say if I specify the member is April 2007, right? So April 2007. So this will return me April 2006. Okay, because it is going to the calendar year level, going back one position and returning me the member who is at the same position in that part of the hierarchy. Now, you, the complexity changes if you change the level. Let's say from year level, I change it to quarter level. So I make this as, instead of calendar year, I make this as calendar quarter. Then how will it work? Now what will happen? This is April 2007. Okay. I've specified the level as calendar quarter. So here for April 2007, which is the parent at the quarter level, Q2. This is the parent for April 2007 at the quarter level. Now I'm saying at the quarter level, you go back one position from the parent. So here, this is the parent of April 2007 at the quarter level. So at this level, I want you to go back one position. So one position is Q1, Q1 2007. Now in Q1 2007, it will return me the same member as April 2007, which is the first member. So who is the first member of Q1 2007? January 2007. So this will return me January 2007 now. You can see January 2007. So that is how the parallel period works. What is the use of parallel period? Parallel period is used when you're comparing data. It is mostly used for comparing data from the current one. Let's say sometimes what happens is you want to compare the sales of the current month with what was the sale 1 year back, or you want to compare the sale, let's say in the first month of this quarter with what was the sale in the first month of the previous quarter. What you want to compare what was the sale in the second month of this quarter with what was the sale in the second month of the previous quarter, or you want to compare with the what was the sale of that month in the previous year. So those kind of comparisons from the current month you want to compare with a previous month in the previous period, like in the previous quarter or in the previous year. Those kind of comparisons you can do with parallel period. Those kind of comparisons is done. That is why parallel period is used. Okay. So this is what we had to. So the rest of the things, a few more functions I will discuss. A few more calculations I will discuss. So let's take that up in the next session. So do you have any questions regarding what we have discussed till now? All right then. So in that case, I will end today's session and then I will upload the video in OneDrive.